Is there a country or a region in the world that you think is doing this well? Like if you had to say, hey, here's the example of who the United States should follow or other countries should follow, can you point to one? Or do you think actually, no, this is a global problem and we've got to improve everywhere?
I think the best example would be the United States 50 years ago. I think that's a much better example. I mean, today you would say South Korea is arguably the best. France is, but here's the issue with nuclear. So it's been so demonized as dangerous that it is a government controlled thing. Like you think of the nuclear industry, but someone once pointed out to me, there is no nuclear industry, at least in the United States. There's a lot of utilities that own natural gas, coal, hydro, and then like nuclear is one of their assets, in part because the grid is so government controlled, which is another kind of an issue maybe for another day. But there's not a real nuclear industry in the US. And what we want is a dynamic nuclear industry where you have people starting different kinds of nuclear reactors in their garages. And I think if you define the endangerment standards properly, you could totally have that. And you would have a proliferation in the good sense of nuclear innovation. But as long as it's, hey, you're only allowed to do this if the government says this, and you can only do this design, you're not going to make any progress. And I think there's a lot of wishful thinking by people who are pro-nuclear that, hey, this is going to rapidly replace fossil fuels. As long as it's this total non-market, it's just going to be a cost disaster and it'll be stopped and we'll just keep using fossil fuels plus a bunch of unreliable solar and wind.